Ah. Okay, let us, we can start. I have to mute all. I think all of you are in the home and safety measures you have to take for COVID-19. Okay. What I have to make is, I would like to mute all. Only whatever talks I am going to doing, you will be only listening, and later on you may have to ask any doubts or ask any questions now. Okay. Yesterday, I think I would have been talked to you about okay, fine. This is the figure which the biprism experiment we want to discuss theoretically. How the fringes are going to be formed. Just I have to recap. Yesterday I have already discussed. Now this is the primary source where a monochromatic source which emits the light waves in the upper half, that is on AE phase, whatever light incident with a certain angle, it will be reflected back. Monochromatic light beams incident will be reflected back, and it will be whatever beam of which is emerged out will be produced back. When they produce back, it will form the S1 source. Similarly, light which is incident on the AC phase, and this monochromatic light source incident will be, beam will be reflected. When they reflected back, definitely they will be formed as a S2 source, right? This S1 and S2 sources are coherent sources. Why they are called as a coherent source means any change in the waves emitted from the primary source causes the same effect simultaneously in S1 and S2. That's why they are having the same phase difference or constant phase difference and single wavelength. So these two sources are having a same amplitude will be formed as a coherent sources. Now the interference, whatever from the beam reflected, it will form S1 virtual source. It emits the light waves which is going to be passing through it will be forming the light beam. Here it will be towards M, and the light beam which is going to be in the lower portion will be Y. Now simultaneously it will also forms as a S2 source here. When it becomes a S2 source, definitely reflected, it is also a virtual source which is formed by the primary source. And now the light which is incident on the lower portion, it is the beam which is going to be forwarding towards N, and light from S2 in the upper portion will be moving towards the X. Now the light beam, some way it is in that between M and Y from S1 source, from S2 source, it will some way between M and X now. They are going to be overlapping in this region between M and N. When they are overlapping, we'll have to form the interference fringes. How many fringes will be? There are huge number of fringes are available. Now, from O, we get the central fringe, which is going to be a bright fringe. On either side, from O to M and O towards the N, systematic fringes are going to be formed. Central bright, next both the side dark, next both the side bright fringe, dark fringe, a pair of dark fringes, pair of bright fringes will be on either side. And now, if you want to draw the figure, this one, let us have as this is the S1 source and this is the S2 source in accordance with the Young's double slit experiment. Similarly, S1 and S2 are going to be, instead of that, I have taken as A and B, right? The light waves which are going to be falling on either side spreads now, and they are overlapping one above the other at P point. For example, at S1 source, the light waves, it will travels like this and reaching at P point. The light waves from B, it is also traveling like this and it will be formed at, it overlaps at P. That means light waves from B overlapping at the P point. Maybe at the P point, there may be a bright fringe or there may be a dark fringe. Probably, whatever fringe expressions you want, you can get that fringe expression now. Now, this, whatever we have it in the earlier class, now the distance between two sources will be small d, and the distance from two slits to the screen will be capital D, and there may be a fringe which is going to be at P is an nth fringe. Don't know the number of fringes, we definitely not knowing it, and so the central fringe which is going to be formed will be definitely from central fringe to this, at the P point, different waves reaching in between also forms. Not only P is formed, there are huge number of fringes, alternative, dark, bright fringes will be available. That's why the distance from central fringe system to particular fringe. Which fringe is there? We don't know. An nth fringe is there. Distance will be xn. In accordance with that, we have two triangles are to be considered here. That is a triangle ABL, another triangle OO-P or OPO-. You may have as anyone free. This is a right angle triangle. This is also a right angle triangle. Definitely, these two triangles are said to be as similar triangles. In case of similar triangles, geometry of the figure or according to geometry, we had it. These two are similar triangles that take the ratios of the proportionate sides. Ratio of the proportionate sides means, in accordance with the figure, we have that P O dash divided by O dash. Okay, it must be equal to BL divided by AL. Right now, is that correct now? That means that's the same expression, PO dash divided by OO dash equal to BL divided by AL. Okay, BL divided by, instead of AL, because why we won't take this AL is not usually taken measurable distance, but AB is measurable, approximately equal, not exactly equal. They are the approximately equal. AL and AB are numerically equal. It's an approximation we have to consider in the figure, so that instead of this AL, I have to choose AB. So the AL is equal to AB. It's an approximation. So the distances which you already noted, represented in the figure, this is PO dash, that means central fringe to given a particular nth fringe will be xn. I have not given here, it is xn. You treat as only x is there. You consider it as it is an xn divided by OO dash. OO dash means O to O dash is capital D. The distance between both sources and screen. Whatever distance is there, we have to use as a capital D here. and VL. What is this VL means? You may observe in the figure itself, whatever the waves which is reaching at P point, the distance traveled by the wave reaching at P point will be different. If the source is here, definitely they are equidistant. But this is an extra path we have to calculate. What is the phase difference between these two? We can have to estimate. So in accordance with the expression xnd divided by d, BL divided by AB means the distance between two sources, BL divided by D. This is we may call as equation 1. Now the expression for the bright fringe. Okay, width of the fringe width we have to calculate with using this biprism experiment. Now the point P appears bright if the path difference BL equal to n lambda. That means usually we know that what is we have come across in the superposition principle itself. That's your friend Pawan Kumar has to do that one. Instead of him, due to lockdown, we are not going to complete it. Partially, he has already completed. Anyway, the two waves, monochromatic sources, waves falling on one above the other in the space, having a path difference is equal to 0. What is that? Path difference is equal to 0, or had a path difference must be an integral multiples of the wavelength. If it is a path length will be integral multiples of the n lambda, definitely the fringe P at that point will be an bright fringe. That's the expression for the bright fringe. It is path difference must be equal to an integral multiples of the wavelength. That is x d. That means in the earlier expression you may have it. What is that? xnd divided by d is equal to BL divided by small d. BL we want to estimate, d is to be taken to the other side, small d divided by capital D, and x I have put it in the front. So in this expression, x d divided by d is equal to BL is equal to, for an expression for the bright fringe is n lambda. X is equal to n lambda divided by d. This is an important equation for us to have. What is the path difference must be the case which n lambda, case of bright fringe it is. It is for a bright fringe. X lambda d divided by d. That means xn d you can have as xn. Xn is equal to n lambda, and now it is a reciprocated. Capital D goes in the numerator and small d is in the denominator. Okay, and the second equation we got it. This is what the expression for the bright fringe. Okay, now our objective is to find the what is the fringe width of the any two bright fringes. How to calculate this one is, we know that central fringe is a bright fringe. Why this central fringe is a bright fringe? There must be and a path difference is 0. Wherever the path difference between the two waves becomes a 0, it will form as a bright fringe. That is to be a central bright fringe is formed. Next to central bright fringe, on either side, two dark fringes is there. Right now, central is a bright fringe. On either side, there are two dark fringe. Next is the bright fringe. If you put the n equal to in that equation 1, x1 equal to lambda d divided by d. This is an expression for the pair of from central fringe to dark fringe next, then the bright fringes expression. First pair of bright fringes will be having a distance of this much. It may be in terms of micrometer distances, very, very small distance it is. If next fringe, next to that First two bright fringes, there are pair of dark fringes on either side. Next is bright. This is if n equal to 2, x2 equal to, because we put the n value as 2 means 2 n lambda is there, it will becomes 2 lambda d divided by d. Second bright fringe it is. Similarly, you go on, continue, you put it as n equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise. Okay, if you go on putting the values like this, definitely I do want, if I want to need the 100 fringe, bright fringe, you put it as a n equal to 100. Instead of that, I have taken as a n equal to n, last fringe is n. Next to last to another fringe is, or before you want to have as a last but one, n minus 1. Our job is to first find n equal to n, last fringe, xn equal to n lambda d divided by, this is the nth bright fringe. Similarly, if n equal to, you may have as last to last but one, previous one, or last to next one. Our objective is to last to the next is n equal to n plus 1, xn plus 1 equal to it is n plus 1 into lambda d divided by d. Is that clear? And now this is the bright fringe which is formed as at n plus 1. Okay, our objective is to find the fringe width beta. The fringe width means the consecutive distance between any two bright fringes or dark bright bands is the fringe width. And naturally, how to find out that one is, any two successive or a consecutive means one after the next bright. There is one bright fringe, next dark, and another is bright fringe. Okay, our objective is to find that distance, x2 distance between those two fringes is x2 minus x1 equal to, x2 is already we know that 2 lambda d divided by d minus lambda d divided by d, and definitely 2 minus 1 becomes 1 lambda d divided by d. It is a third equation. Similarly, if it is justifiable for first two fringes, next it may be width of the fringe is going to be increases or remain same. We want to find that one. So x3 minus x2 we have calculated 3 lambda d divided by d minus 2 lambda d divided by d will use the lambda d divided by small d. If it is a case near to the central fringe, it may be the same. Above the vast fringe system is there, at that situation we have taken the care of n plus 1th fringe to nth fringe. What is the separation between these two fringes is, it will be n plus 1 lambda d divided by d minus n lambda d divided by d. If you take it common factor, lambda d divided by d, lambda d divided by d on a both out, take it out outside, n plus 1, it is n plus 1 is here, minus n is there, minus n plus n cancelled out, lambda d divided by d. This is the our fourth equation. Okay, now in the fourth equation we arrived it here. This is okay and this is okay. Now this is whatever we got it, it is nth fringe and n plus 1 fringe beta. We got it. What is the not? This implies that even though at the central fringe, because in other case of the studies we had it, that is in case of diffraction, central fringe to on either side fringe width is going to changing. But in this case, it is a strange thing. It is a very important. It is a systematic process is occurred in case of the interference. That means, however you take it, near to the fringe width, central fringe pattern, or far away from the central fringe pattern, the distance between two consecutive bright fringes will be the same. Look at this, n plus 1 minus xn. Xn plus 1 minus xn will be having the same separation. That implies that in case of interference, probably the fringes are going to be the unified. Fringes will be appears to be like a uniform in a state. And now this completes into your first part. And now in this part, I'm going to, when I saying something, it is only the case, not only for the concept of bright fringe, there will be a systematic arrangement of the dark fringes also in case of the interference. We want to obtain the point P, where you got it in the figure, early figure, at the point P, if there is a case of bright fringes formed, definitely the path difference BL must be equal to an odd number multiples of the half the wavelength, 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2, where n is equal to, it is the case with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this as an integral numbers n value. You substitute it, you will be arriving the expression for the first bright fringe, second bright fringe, third bright fringes. Okay, third dark fringes. So look at the figure here. If I substitute n equal to 1 for the earlier case of equation, that is xd divided by d, BL equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Earlier it is the same equation, BL equated to, and the case of the dark fringe, xn is equal to, xn represents the, not only x here, xn represents the nth dark fringe, distance of the nth dark fringe to fringe, wherever it is from central fringe system. Xn equal to 2n plus 1. ಏನಾಯ್ತ್ರಿ? Okay. Somehow disturbance. Now look at this. Xn equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda d divided by 2d. If you solve this, that means small d in the numerator, capital D in the denominator, both to other side. Xn equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda d divided by 2d. Earlier case, lambda d divided by d is there. Here it is lambda d divided by 2d, and numerical value, if you substitute value of the n, that means for the first case you may have as, if n equal to 1, it is an expression for the dark fringe. In case of bright fringe, we starts with the 0. Here it is in the case of dark fringe, bright fringe, we starts with 0, n value. In the dark fringe, we starts with the n equal to 1. So it is a first fringe. We treat as a x naught equal to lambda d divided by d. I think it is n equal to 0. We have to substitute here. Look at this. Here it is. If you substitute n equal to 0, it will becomes what? Lambda d divided by 2d. That's why it is some mistake is there in the slide. Don't worry. N equal to 0, x naught. X naught represents the first fringe. Lambda d divided by d. Okay, this is the first fringe. If you take n equal to 2, you will have to add as the value of n is 2n plus 1 becomes as 3. Okay, x1 equal to 3 lambda d divided by 2d. Okay, and similarly, if you find it, you go on proceeding in the same way and continue the same manner. N equal to 3, we got it is a 5 lambda d divided by 2d. It's a case for the dark fringe, the third dark fringe. So our objective is to continue in the same manner. If you put it n equal to n, we'll have the same expression earlier. And now if n equal to n plus 1, we'll have to get it is n plus 1, the dark fringe will becomes, this is an expression. That is 2n plus 2 into lambda d divided by 2d. Now the consecutive distance between any two dark fringes will be x2 minus x1, or it is x1 minus x0. It is, you treat as a x, here it is 2 is there, it will be 1 and x0. That means the first fringe, dark fringe to second dark fringe, will have the expression 3 lambda d divided by 2d minus lambda d divided by 2d. Common factor is lambda d divided by 2d is taken outside, 3 minus 1, 2 is here, cancelled it, lambda d divided by d. Similar equation we arrived in the earlier case, whatever in the bright frame, x3 minus x2 equal to, similarly 5 lambda d divided by 2d, 2 lambda d divided by d will have to obtained as 5 minus 2 will be, it is also 2, 2 to get cancelled, lambda d divided by d. And do the same thing for the seventh also, we'll have to get it is lambda d divided by 2d. This indicates that either it is a dark fringe or bright fringe, the fringe width remains the same. Lambda capital D divided by D is the value of the, its fringe width is independent of the n. However, you take it any values of the n, rather it may be a case of dark fringe or it may be case of dark fringe. The distance between any two consecutive bright fringes or any two consecutive dark fringes known as width of the fringe. This width of the fringe is remains the same for all the cases of the interference. I think this equation 4 and 7, it is clear that the bright fringes are dark fringes equally spaced, okay, as the independent of the value of the numbers. It may be first dark fringe or it may be first to width of the bright pair of bright fringes next to the last pair of bright fringes, near to central fringe pair of bright fringe you may consider, or you may consider in case of the away from the central fringe pattern a pair of dark fringes, you take the distances, that distance remains the same. And this condition for interference, what are the conditions is, first condition is condition for sustained interference. When you form the pattern of different interferences, it should be sustained, not blinking. Blinking in the sense that sometimes it occurs, sometimes it disappears, should not take place. What are the conditions to get that kind of interference pattern? It is already there. First, number one is two sources should be coherent. Otherwise, intensity at a point does not remain constant. Blinks, sometimes it cleanly appears, sometimes it never appears. This should not be happen. What is very important thing is that two sources should be coherent. In normal practice, it is very difficult to get the that kind of sources. Okay, and the second one is two sources should be emit a continuous waves at the same wavelength and periodic time. That means one source and another source should not match in periodical conditions. You never get the pattern. Okay, wavelength should be particularly same wavelength. Maybe of course you have a sodium doublet line. One wavelength is different, another line's wavelength is different. If you take one source like that, one other source is a different wavelength, you never expected to observe the interference pattern. And next thing is second condition for the observation of the fringes now. The distance to get the clear fringes, the distance d between the two sources and screen must be large. While you are doing the experiment, if you keep the separation between two sources to the sun, from that source to screen, distance should be large. you have to get this sustained pattern. Okay, the distance D, the distance between two sources must be very small. If you keep a very large separated two sources, definitely you cannot get the interference at all, because overlapping will not be happen. Look at this, capital D must be very large. Small d is the distance between two coherent sources must be very, very small. The wavelength lambda must be large. For example, instead of taking the yellow or any other higher wavelengths, if you take the shorter wavelengths, like UV radiation, if you take the UV radiation, interference pattern will not be proper. So that's why wavelength lambda must be large. The background must be dark. While doing the experiment, in a visualized, all the outside light will be in the room, laboratory. That's why must and should dark room is there. While you are conducting the interference biprism experiment, the room should be particularly dark. And third condition is for the good contrast, visibility. Contrast means you are wearing a top is some dress and this pant with a shirt and pant matching is there. One to one contrast is there. Appearance with a good contrast definitely will looks very smart. In the similar way, the contrast condition for the good contrast. That means the sources should be monochromatic. The sources should be narrow. For example, if you take a wider sources, you never expect the fringes properly on the screen. So if you obey all these three conditions, definitely you can get the interference pattern. Okay, this ends with today's class, and probably you may have any doubts. You can you can ask the any doubts, and tomorrow I will explain about, don't write anything on the screens, you'll have to get it here. Okay, and now my point is, tomorrow how the determination of wavelength of monochromatic light using biprism experimental approach, whatever I have discussed here. We have to have a concept is how experimentally you have to have the experiment relevant to that. Probably it is the same. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts? You have to make the unmute and ask the question. Yes. Yes, any doubts?